Every poem breaks a silence that had to be overcome. This quote by Adrienne Rich hangs above my writing desk, and I took it down to share with you today because it holds an indelible truth. It implies that silence yields poetry. Your truth emerges from that place within you that exists beneath silencing, that part of you that's never been wounded, that part of you that knows exactly who you are and what you have to say. And that part of you is your voice. So yes, I am saying that your voice is a form of poetry. I'm Marilyn Bosquin, founder of Writing Women's Lives Academy. And this quote by Adrienne Rich, every poem breaks a silence that had to be overcome. It sums up the core of my group mentoring program called Excavate Your Truth, Free Your Voice, a conscious writing program for women who are done with silence. Silence is painful. It robs you of your voice and disconnects you from yourself. But it's not and never has been the truth of who you are. Your voice is the truth of who you are, and your voice exists whole and intact beneath the wound of silencing. And just as no two poems are alike, no two voices are the same. Your voice is your soul's signature. It's the essence of who you are in writing and in life. That's why that urge you feel to free your voice from silence is so powerful. It's your calling to be seen and heard as your authentic self in the world. One of the things that distinguishes Excavate Your Truth, Free Your Voice is that we write together in sisterhood beneath silencing so that you can free your voice and invite your truth to the page. This method of conscious writing reconnects you with your essential self, which heals the wound of silencing. I want to share with you a writing exercise from Excavate Your Truth, Free Your Voice that gives you just a teeny tiny taste of how we write beneath silencing in this mentoring program and the possibilities that it holds for you and your writing. So grab your journal and a pen or whatever you like to write with. So I'm going to set this writing prompt up with a quote by Audre Lorde. And this quote is from the Cancer Journals, which is about Lorde's experience with breast cancer. She writes, "I was going to die, if not sooner than later, whether or not I had ever spoken myself. My silences had not protected me. Your silence will not protect you. But for every real word spoken, for every attempt I had ever made to speak those truths for which I am still seeking, I had made contact with other women while we examined the words that fit a world in which we all believed, bridging our differences." Powerful words written by a woman who spent her life transforming silence into language and action. And she goes on to ask her readers, what are the words you do not yet have? What do you need to say? What are the tyrannies you swallow day by day and attempt to make your own until you will sicken and die of them still in silence? So now it's your turn to write. I want you to set your timer for 7 minutes, and I want you to write down the questions. What are the words I do not yet have? What do I need to say? And for 7 minutes, I want you to write into these questions without lifting your pen from the page. If you draw a blank, just write blank, 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 and keep your pen moving. Because when you draw a blank, it's often fear coming up, and fear is a form of silencing. So by keeping your pen moving, you stay in your body instead of going up to your head, and this helps you write past silencing. This is not about perfection, and it's not even about arriving at an answer to these questions. It's about inviting your voice in all its raw, beautiful, messy truth to the page. And it's really about discovering a piece of who you are and what you know. So for 7 minutes, keep your pen moving and write into the questions, what are the words I do not yet have? And what do I need to say? And when you finish, I would love to read what you've written. So if you're up for sharing, and no pressure at all, but if you're up for it, I invite you to send me what you wrote. You can email it to me at marilyn@writingwomenslives.com. And if you're done with silence and you're ready to begin a conscious writing journey that yields the poetry of your voice, visit the registration page below and come join us at Excavate Your Truth, Free Your Voice. And if you have any questions about registration, any questions about this program, email me at marilyn@writingwomenslives.com, and we can set up a time to talk and get all of your questions answered. Much writing love.